uniforms here on a Saturday night in Hanover. Daisy Jordan scheduled to jump center right now. She'll go up against Sydney Stepanovic. One to watch for Penn right now. Stepanovic, a 6'3" junior from St. Louis, Missouri. 10 minutes up on the board as the first quarter is underway, and the tap is controlled by Dartmouth as the Big Green will be heading right to left across your computer screen here on this Saturday evening. Mixon with the basketball right now as Penn breaks out into a man-to-man defense. Letkowitz has it over to Jordan. 16 on the shot clock as Jordan looks to drive in left side, kicks it off. Rowland with the fake. Foul line, fake the jump shot. Now over to Letkowitz, fires the long three. It's up and good, and Dartmouth scores first. A 3-0 lead as Letkowitz drains it. And the Big Green have a lead 30 seconds in.
You can see they went to the wing ball screen right off the bat, and to see how Penn was going to be guarding it. And they do a little soft hedge, and then they recover. And that opened up Kate Letkowitz.
A three by Whitlash. That hits off the side of the backboard. Bad shot selection, and Dartmouth with the rebound, and that's good news, where Dartmouth was out-rebounded almost 2-1 last night against the Tigers. Here's Rowland making a fake, driving in, goes up with a shot. Nice move by Lakin Rowland, and it's early 5-0 lead for Dartmouth here, a minute into the contest.
That's great. Lakin Rowland, she's due for a great game. You know, she only had 9 points, 4 fouls, 5 turnovers last night. She's been averaging just under 20 points in the Ivy League play, so to get her on the board early is key.
Here's Ross with the basketball right now, guarded by Mixon, kicks it off to the right-hand side. 9 seconds on the shot clock for the Quakers. They trail 5-0. Kick out to the left-hand side. Faking the three is Ross. Ross trying to make a move against Mixon. Mixon in her pocket, one to shoot. They're not going to get it off. Shot clock violation. Another turnover by the Penn Quakers, and so far, the defense, which was, well, let's put it this way, horrendous last night against Princeton. So far, so good, almost 90 seconds into tonight's game.
Oh, they definitely have a little fire in them to start this game, and then the crowd's really into it. They've been standing up, cheering, and so this 5-0 lead, let's hope they can build on it.
Coming out of the ball game was Ross for Penn. Little 2-2-1 pressure in the backcourt. Now Penn breaks out into a 2-3 zone defense, as Dartmouth has the 5-0 lead with 8:18 to go in the first quarter. Here's Rowland, gets double team, foul line, jump shot, up and good. Lakin Rowland feeling it early, so is Dartmouth, a 7-0 lead with 8:10 to go in the first for Dartmouth.
That's great. We knew Penn was going to come in with that zone, so clearly they talked about how to pick that apart. Getting Lakin Rowland the ball in the center of that zone, that's really hard to guard.
And Dartmouth, a lot more movement on defense. They are flying all around. Here's a three ball, that's up and good though, by Brzezowski, who just checked into the ball game a moment ago for Ross, and she gets the first 3 points of the ball game for the Quakers, and they're on the scoreboard. And now almost a steal on the backcourt. It is stolen away. Here's Chambers with the basketball. She'll fire a long two. That's off the mark, no good. Letkowitz grabs the rebound. Chambers had plenty of room to work with. Didn't wait for her teammates. Instead, just put it up there.
Definitely not a good shot, especially you want to capitalize on that steal.
20 on the shot clock for Dartmouth. Penn back into the 2-3 zone defense. Jordan is wide open on the right side near the baseline. Letkowitz back up top to Rowland. 11 to shoot for the Dartmouth College Big Green. Mixon wasn't paying attention. Now she's got the basketball. 6 to shoot over to Letkowitz. Fires a long three with a body in her face. And that one is no good off the side of the rim. And the Quakers come down with a rebound.
You can see there's just confusion there. They're actually man-to-man, and I think Dartmouth thought they were in zone, and so they weren't sure what offensive set to run.
So did I. They were backing off on the man-to-man defense. Cross-court pass this time to Whitlash for the Quakers. 14 to shoot as she drives in. Left-hand side, gets by her defender right past Lakin Rowland and gets 2 points for the Quakers. So that's 7-0 lead, and the momentum that Dartmouth had early, now they're only up by 2 with 6:43 to go in the first quarter.
And you see after makes, Penn likes to go to this 2-2-1 full court press.
Here's Letkowitz with the basketball. Mixon standing off to the right-hand side for most of these offensive possessions. Rowland downstairs. Nice job as she finds Daisy Jordan underneath the bucket, lays it up and in. 2 points for Jordan, a 9-5 lead for Dartmouth.
Penn might have to come out of this zone. This is usually their go-to, but they're picking it apart, hitting from outside, high post, on that back line.
It is early, but it looks like Dartmouth is definitely a lot faster than they were last night.
Might be the black jerseys.
Okay.
They look sharp.
Keep it going. Mixon now with the basketball over the timeline. Gives it off to Jordan, top of the key. Jordan looking for Letkowitz. Finds it, right elbow. Letkowitz drives in, right baseline. Stutter step now back up top to Norman. Seeing her first touch the ball game. Letkowitz drives in, little floater off the backboard and the rim. No good, a little too strong. Nice move, she couldn't convert. And the Quakers come back with it the other way.
It's a good shot. She saw the mismatch. She saw Brzezowski on her. She's got 4 inches on it. One dribble past her, shoot right above her.
Nice job down low. Noketti gets the easy 2 points. And Penn again with that pressure in the backcourt. Dartmouth breaks it as the cross-court pass goes to Mixon. Now up top to Rowland, to Letkowitz, 20 on the shot clock. 9-7, Dartmouth up by 2 points. They've got the basketball in the lead with 5:18 to go in the first quarter. Bad pass, it's knocked away and right into the hands of Chambers for Penn.
And Mixon needs to find, Andy Norman is starting this game because Penn plays zone. And Andy Norman's a zone buster. That corner three is her go-to shot. She's wide open there, but Amber tried to, force a pass in the paint.
And halfway through the first quarter, Norman's only touched the ball once on offense. Here's a long three way off the mark by Nokedi. And Dartmouth has the rebound, and now Mixon will just slow it up as Penn does not pressure in the backcourt. They pick up at half court instead. Dartmouth up by 2, 9-7, 4:47 to play here in the first quarter. Rolling with the basketball. Now a down low pass to Letkowitz, flashing down the lane. Letkowitz steps on the official's foot as she lands a little bit awkward, couldn't convert. And now a pass batted away into the hands of Letkowitz, a steal for Dartmouth. Into the hands of Mixon. Mixon slowly over the timeline. Rowland calling out the play right now. She wants the basketball. 18 on the shot clock. Rowland to Letkowitz. Double teamed in the lane. Now almost triple teamed. Dribbles away from that. Still has the basketball with 10 on the shot clock. Back up top to Norman. Norman with 8 on the shot clock. Gives it off to Rowland. Rowland with 5. Looks up. Now pops from about 7 feet away and drains it. Lakin Rowland with 2 more points. Dartmouth up by 4 with 4 minutes to go in the first quarter.
Lakin Rowland is determined right now. I think she's taking a little bit of pride. Last time Penn's coming in on their home floor. She's determined.
Dartmouth, it looks like the basketball needs to run through Rowland on each offensive possession as she picks up the steal right there. But she's the one that's calling the shots right now and wants to touch the basketball and sort of direct the offense. Mixon is the point guard, but you can see Rowland right there surveying the situation and passing off to Letkowitz. Now gets it back, gets a screen from Jordan, fires the shot off the mark, no good. Got a good look, couldn't get it to fall. Battle for the loose ball. Mixon had it for a moment, knocked out of bounds. Last touch, they say, by Dartmouth. And that'll lead us to our first media timeout. Well, so far, so good for Dartmouth as they are up by 4. It's the Big Green 11 and the Quaker 7 with 3:29 remaining here in the first quarter. We'll take a break and be back after this on the Dartmouth Sports Network and the Ivy League Digital Network.
You could look at it as like a ton of work, or you could look at it as like, I'm going to be a great person when I'm there. I'm going to be a great person when I'm done.
.29 remaining here in the first quarter. Dartmouth 11 and Penn 7. Final score from across the street, and good news for Dartmouth women's hockey fans as they shut out Brown this afternoon by a score of 5-0, getting their first victory overall since November. So Mark Hudak trying to turn that around, and Dartmouth victorious in women's hockey 5-0 tonight. Men's basketball not so fortunate right now. Down at Jadwin Gym against Princeton, the Tigers in the men's game have a 19-10 lead over Dartmouth with 13:11 to play in the first half, so we'll keep an eye on that score. And the men's hockey team also in action. They'll face off at 7 o'clock tonight against Brown. So far, Dartmouth 5 of 9 from the field, 1 of 2 from beyond the arc. No one shot a foul shot yet. Penn 3 of 8 from the field, 1 of 5 from beyond the arc. And Dartmouth out rebounding Penn 5-4. And right now, Lakin Rowland with 6 points leads all scores. So off the media timeout, Penn with the basketball, shot no good. It didn't hit the rim. Shot clock did reset though. And Penn will get a fresh possession.
Well, I think you're seeing right here the struggle of the Ivy League, where Penn's looking a little sluggish, and they're the ones on the road. Tough game on Harvard, then they're getting on a bus, sleeping in a hotel. You know, you can see Dartmouth definitely has the spark to start this game.
And it looks like a jump ball situation, and possession arrow will point the way of Penn, so they get a fresh shot clock. The possession arrow switches over. And now they tip it off. Layup is good, but don't count the basket. Gary gets whistled for the offensive foul, and we will go the other way. So another turnover by the Quakers. 2:58 remaining first quarter, and Dartmouth up 11-7.
I don't know if you saw Dartmouth's bench right there. They're trying to imitate some Monmouth men's basketball bench after that play.
Foul was actually called against Anna Ross for driving in. And the player control foul. So that's the first foul called against either team with about 2:50 to go in the first quarter. And it goes against Penn. Norman's still in the ball game. So the coaching staff for Dartmouth, as Letkowitz fires the three, that's off the mark, no good. Leaving all the starters in. Rowland battles for the rebound, out of bounds. She knocked it off. Good job by Rowland of knocking it off of Ross. So Dartmouth will still have it in a fresh shot clock underneath the bucket.
It's great extra effort, which, Dave, we did not see this effort last night.
Nope. Inbounds pass to Rowland. Over to Mixon. 2:30 to go, first quarter. Dartmouth 11 and Penn 7. Rowland with it, foul line, kicks it off. Norman, she'll fire the first shot of her the ball game tonight, and that three ball rims out. No good, and Penn with the rebound.
That's a good shot for her. She's shooting 40% from three. When she's open from behind the arc, she's got to let it fly.
Quakers now with it in the front court. Brzezowski passes it down low. Stepanovic gets it back to Brzezowski. Now faking the three as Ross kicks it back out. Wide open as Brzezowski fires the three off the back iron. No good. Long rebound. Rowland hits the deck. Letkowitz controls, though, up to Mixon. Dartmouth in the front court. Mixon 1-on-4 right now, and she'll do her best to back it back out and hand it off to Jordan. Now to Rowland, left wide open.
She's wide open.
Yeah.
Didn't even look.
Norman now has the basketball, 16 on the shot clock. Rowland decides to drive in, foul line, bounce pass, left-hand side. Jordan too strong off the side of the rim, and the rebound is controlled by Aguirre of Penn.
It's a good shot, and Daisy and Lakin work so well together, and that's what we missed last night when they both had two fouls and were sitting on the bench.
That's another key, too, that we forgot to mention. Only foul of this ball game, it's been one, and it's been called against Penn. So nobody in trouble right now for Dartmouth.
Knock on wood, Dave. Don't jinx them.
1:20 to go in the first quarter. Dartmouth with the ball, up by 4, 11-7. Rowland has the basketball, calling out signals with 17 on the shot clock. Back over to Mixon. Rowland, the general out there, calling motion for the offense. Mixon has it double teamed, and Dartmouth is definitely benefiting from that non-5-second call, too. Norman with 3 on the shot clock, drives in, 10-foot jump shot is up and good, and Norman scores her first points of the ball game, and Dartmouth up by 6. And as I mentioned, there's no more 5-second dribbling call where you have to make a move to the basket and then it resets. So Mixon and Rowland, whoever it is, can stand up beyond the arc, dribble all day long with the defender on them, and not have to worry about causing a turnover. 38 seconds to play in the first quarter. Dartmouth up by 6. Nice move right there, but couldn't get it to go, and that was Ross, and now a foul underneath, and this will be the first one called against Dartmouth with 32.6 seconds remaining in the quarter. You can see the shot there by Ross, no good.
Yeah, you got to see, black jersey's got to put a body on somebody. You can't just jump with them.
Gary will go to line for Penn to shoot 2. Foul was called against Norman, her first, team's first. First foul shot, up and good. Szabo checks in, Smith checks in for Dartmouth, also for Penn right now. Whitlatch comes back in. And also headed to the bench is Brzezowski. So it's Smith, Szabo, who just checked in, Mixon on there, Letkowitz stays in the ball game, and Rowland in. Jordan on the bench along with Norman. Next foul shot is good. And there's about a 2.5-second differential between shot clock and game clock right now. Shot clock at 23, game clock at 25. Dartmouth up by 4, 13-9. They can't technically hold for the last shot, but probably the last possession if they want to. Mixon stands between the circles to the right-hand side with plenty of room to work with. 10 on the shot clock, 11 on the game clock. Here's Letkowitz with it. Smith trying to post up. Back up top. Szabo with it. Drives in. Right elbow. Jump shot. Rims out. No good. Long rebound.
That was in.
Comes down to Ross. Ross can't get the shot off before the buzzer. It won't go. But Dartmouth will end the first quarter with a 4-point lead. And a lot better effort than we saw last night against Princeton. Dartmouth leading Penn right now 13-9 at the end of the first quarter. We will take a break. Be back with the start of the second quarter after these words. 13-9, Dartmouth on top of Princeton. End of 1 here in Hanover. We're back after this on the Dartmouth Sports Network and the Ivy League Digital Network. Back here at Lead Arena in Hanover, along with Jill Glester, I'm Dave Collins. Glad you could join us here on the Dartmouth Sports Network, the Ivy League Digital Network as well. 10 minutes up on the board. We're ready to start the second quarter. Dartmouth up by 4 over Penn, 13-9. Penn shooting 3 of 14 from the field, only 1 of 7 from beyond the arc, 2 of 2 from the foul line. They are out rebounding Dartmouth, though, 11-8. Big Green, 6 of 14 from the field, 1 of 4 from beyond the arc. They have not attempted a foul shot tonight. Leading scorers, Lakin Rowland with 6 points through the first quarter, and 3 points for Brzezowski for the Penn Quakers. Rowland will inbound right in front of us here at half court. Rowland, Mixon in the ball game. Smith also in there, Letkowitz, and also Sabo.
Penn is going to stay in that 2-3 zone.
For Penn right now, it's Chambers out on the court along with Ross. They've got Stepanovic out there along with Noaketty and also Whitlatch. Here's Smith, reverse layup. It's partially blocked and might have gotten blocked by the glass underneath, and Penn comes away with it.
It's great defense by Penn. If you notice, all 5 of them have their hands up. And that is something as a coach that you just try and drill into them. But all 5 talking with their hands up, that's hard.
Stepanovic with the jumper from the right-hand side, and now Penn with a little bit of pressure in the backcourt. Letkowitz over the timeline. Dartmouth now only up by 2 with 9:15 to play here in the second quarter. They lead 13-11, and Penn with that sort of quasi-zone defense. They are double-teaming the ball carrier once someone from Dartmouth gets the ball in the lane.
Well, and something that Dartmouth needs to just do a better job of is reversing the basketball. If you notice, most of that possession was on that right side of the floor. The best way is to go side, top side, make the zone shift, and then you'll find yourself an open teammate.
Smith just had a bad look at the basket. Her shot didn't even hit the rim. A turnover by Dartmouth again, and here comes Penn the other way with a chance to tie or take the lead. So that fast start by Dartmouth with all the momentum. It hasn't been sudden, but slowly but surely whittling away, Penn is, and now a blocking foul against Smith as the shot is thrown up there by Ross. But the foul will be on the floor, and that'll be the first foul of the quarter against Dartmouth.
It's good effort by Smith. The only thing is her feet were still moving right there.
And Smith picks up her first, team's first. No fouls for Penn so far in the second quarter. And a fresh shot clock for the Quakers. Up top, Noaketty. Now off to the right-hand side, this is Whitlatch. Whitlatch, left-hand side, 3-ball by Ross from the left-hand side is no good. Back iron, offensive rebound though by Chambers, and Penn will reset their offense. Mixon guarding Chambers right now. 13-11, Dartmouth up by 2. Oh boy. Mixon got faked out of her shoelaces right there, and the shot was no good by Chambers, but back up and good by Penn. And guess what? We are all tied at 13 with 8:18 to go in the second quarter.
It's that rebounding advantage. They can't allow Penn to get second and third chance opportunities to score the basketball.
Mixon has it over the timeline. Took a long while for Dartmouth to penetrate the timeline. 13 on the shot clock right now. Smith tries to set a screen. Here's Mixon with the basketball to Letkowitz. Letkowitz back to Mixon, 7 on the shot clock. Here's Smith. She had the same position on the right-hand side last time she got the ball with about 5 on the shot clock. Her jump shot rattles out, no good. Here comes Penn the other way. Fast transition. Lob in to Noaketty. Back up top. 3-ball up and good. And that one is hit by Ross, and a good timeout called by Dartmouth right now as they can't figure out Penn here to start the second quarter. And all of a sudden, the Quakers have the lead 16-13 with 7:41 to play here in the second quarter, and Dartmouth needs to burn a timeout.
Penn went on a 7-0 run, and a lot of that is, I think, bad shot selection by Dartmouth, and then also defensive rebounding. You can't allow Penn to get those second chance points.
Men's basketball right now. Tigers trying to run away with this one early. 8:23 to go in the first half at Princeton, and the Tigers lead the Dartmouth men's basketball team 37-16. So after the timeout called by Dartmouth, that leaves them with 4. Penn with all 5 remaining. 16-13, Penn up by 3. Dartmouth will have it underneath their own bucket. Only 1 foul called in the second quarter, and that was against Dartmouth. Nobody in foul trouble for either team, which is good news, more so for Dartmouth than it is for Penn right now. Remember, the Quakers come in with a record of 15-3 overall, undefeated, 4-0 in the Ivy League. They're on a 3-game winning streak. They blew out Harvard last night in Boston, 68-48. Dartmouth with that ugly loss last night, 85-48 here against Princeton. And they have lost 2 in a row.
What do you think? Penn is 10th in the nation in how much they are holding their opponents to, and they are holding their opponents to 51.9 points per game. And that's very impressive. You look at their Ivy League, and they allowed Yale 49, Brown 49, Harvard 48. So impressive defense. That 2-3 zone and that 2-2-1 full court press, it obviously works.
Penn 6 of 19 from the floor, 2 of 9 from beyond the arc, 2 of 2 at the foul line tonight. Leading scorer right now is Stepanovic with 4 points. Dartmouth 6 of 17 from the floor right now, 1 of 4 from beyond the arc. They haven't attempted a foul shot yet, and they are being out-rebounded 16-8 by Penn here with 7:30 to play in the second quarter, and the Quakers up by 3. Here's Jordan, bounce pass to Rowland, nice look. Rowland can't convert though, a chippy, she missed it, tries to save it, and out of bounds, last touch by Dartmouth, and Rowland frustrated right now as she trots back down the court.
I think that's like the third possession where the ball was actually like in the hoop and then came out for Dartmouth. So they need to maybe run a quick hit. They got to get an easy one before Penn continues this run.
And a couple more loose possessions where Dartmouth tried to save it underneath the Penn basket, and they just couldn't. So now Quakers with the basketball in the front court. 10 on the shot clock right now for the Quakers. Here's Chambers trying to make a move. Kicks it off to Ross. Tic-tac-toe passing. 3-ball from the corner. Up and good by Whitlatch. And that increases the Penn lead to 6.
That was a textbook play right there. You look at that ball movement. It was, touch passing, get your teammate a wide open shot.
You know, Dartmouth is just having trouble. They haven't been called for a violation yet in the backcourt, but just trying to get it across the front court, it's hampering with their ability to set up the offense once they get into the front court. You can see they look confused right now.
Oh, and then now there's only 8 seconds left for them to run their offense.
Yep. 5 on the shot clock. Mixon has it, takes a peek. Here's Letkowitz, 2 on the shot clock. Gonna have to hurry. Szabo bounce pass to Rowland. Shot doesn't get off in time. Shot clock violation. Another turnover by the Big Green. It's those couple of extra seconds where Dartmouth is hesitating in the backcourt, and they can't find a play to run once they get into the front court.
They need to get more inside outlooks. You see them just passing around the perimeter and staying on one side. So get the ball inside, high post, short corner, inside opposite. They're not making Penn work too much.
Norman back in the ball game as Letkowitz takes a seat on the bench. Layup attempt is no good by Ross. And Dartmouth comes away with it. Mixon with a bad pass and a whistle and a jump ball. Good hustle play right there by Ross. Bad exchange between Jordan and Mixon for Dartmouth. And now the possession arrow will point the way of the Quakers. Another turnover by Dartmouth. And now the officials are going to confer and say that Penn's still going to have the basketball. They're up by 6, 19-13, 6:04 to play here in the second quarter. And now a whistle and a foul off the ball. And this is going to go against Daisy Jordan. That'll be the team's second. And for Jordan, her first.
Thankfully, it is only her first. She's a good physical presence in the post to guard Stepanovic.
Noah Ketty goes to the hoop. Leaves it short. Good defense by Rowan. And here comes Mixon. And now Dartmouth will have time to break the pressure in the backcourt and set up their offense in the front court. See if they can get a play underway. Szabo has it beyond the arc on the left-hand side, gets the screen from Jordan. Nice pass from Rowland down to Jordan. She couldn't hit the layup, though. Jordan set a wonderful screen and got wide open underneath the bucket. Picture perfect play.
You can't get a better look, Dave. You cannot get a better look.
And now here's a 3 at the other end by Noah Ketty. Pardon me, that bounces out, and Szabo grabs the rebound. Mixon in the front court for Dartmouth. Penn still stuck on this 6-point lead for a while now with 5:15 to go here in the second quarter. Bounce pass to Rowland, gets knocked away, knocked out of bounds, and they'll say that Dartmouth will still have it with 13 on the shot clock for the Big Green. And now a whistle as we have a substitution. Gary comes back into the ball game, and Ketty goes back out.
Dartmouth has not scored in this second quarter yet, so they need to find something. Run a quick hit play, get an easy layup, and you got to put it in.
And we are halfway through the second quarter, and another turnover by the Big Green. Here comes Penn the other way. Penn up by 6, 19-13. Next dead ball will be our media timeout. Clock ticking, 4:53, 4:52 remaining in the second quarter. Pass off to the right-hand side to Whitlatch. Guarded by Szabo. Now off to the left-hand side. Ross faked the 3, guarded by Norman. Now they dip it down low. Layup is no good. It's blocked by Jordan. Another layup attempt. That one might have gotten a fingertip on it by Jordan. Knocked out of bounds, and Dartmouth will have it. And that'll lead us to our media timeout, I believe, right now.
It was great defense by Daisy Jordan.
Dartmouth called the timeout earlier in the second quarter.
That went to
So that was our media timeout. So the Big Green not going to catch a break here and try to reset. They need to score a bucket as play continues. Mixon with the basketball. Over to Rowland. Now to Norman. Lots of movement beyond the arc as a turnaround jumper by Rowland is good. Nice jump shot right there. She elevated over to the defender and gets Dartmouth's first 2 points here in the second quarter with 4:15 remaining.
Lincoln needs to touch the ball every possession just because they have her at that free throw line, the center of that zone. So she draws so much attention. So if she doesn't shoot it, one of her teammates will be open.
That's what we talked about in the first quarter, that everything sort of needs to run through her so she can set up the offense, even though Mixon is your point guard for Dartmouth. 19-15, Penn up by 4. Dartmouth with the ball trailing. And the clock ticks away with 4:05 to go. And now Mixon caught in the backcourt. Her pass goes astray, knocked away. Bad pass by Mixon, and Penn picks it up. Another turnover by Dartmouth. Noketti now has the basketball. Kicks it off left-hand side. 3-ball. That one was left short by Whitlatch, and Dartmouth comes away with it. You know, it's almost like, do you give Rowland the basketball to bring up instead of Mixon and see if Mixon can get something going? She's speedy. Maybe she can cut underneath in the lane, something like that.
All right, well, and it's so hard because off of misses, Penn's going back into man-to-man, and off of makes, they're going back into zone.
Something maybe to recognize for halftime adjustments, as Dartmouth has only scored 2 points here in the second quarter. Another 3-ball. This one is off the mark as it's thrown up there by Whitlatch. Chasing down the rebound, though, is Stepanovic, who's been extra quiet here so far in the first half of the Quakers. They're up by 4, though, with 3:13 remaining. And now with the basketball is Whitlatch. Kicks it off. This time Stepanovic. Her shot goes off the back iron, no good, and Rowland chases down the rebound, and here she comes. She'll bring up the basketball into the front court herself. 3/4 head of steam as Rowland takes it in and now will back it out.
You can see the Dartmouth kind of huffing and puffing right now. Everyone is, just because that media, and they've been playing without stoppage in time for a few minutes now.
11 on the shot clock. Rowland gets it back, drives in, kicks it off. Saba wide open for 3. It's good, and that's how you run the offensive play. They're going to latch on to Lake and Rowland. It's going to leave somebody open, and Sabo able to hit the 3 from the right-hand side for Dartmouth, and it draws the Big Green within 1 point.
Well, that's why having Lakin on the floor is so crucial, because you saw that she drew Fanny Szabo's defender while she put her head down, and that's what opened her up.
And at one point or another, all eyes were on Rowland, even though she had the ball beyond the 3-point arc at the top of the key. And another foul is called against Dartmouth as Letkowitz checks back in. Szabo out, Rowland out, Smith back in for Dartmouth. Out of the ball game for the Quakers is Ross. And the foul is called against Szabo, her first, team's third. No fouls whistled against Penn here in the second quarter yet. The dish back out to Stepanovic. Now they bounce it down low, working against Jordan. Jordan blocks her again. Still plenty of time, though, for Penn. They're panicking just a bit, and they throw the ball out of bounds. I don't think they realized that there was plenty of time left on the shot clock, and they got it back and were trying to swing it around the perimeter, and it went out of bounds. A turnover by Penn.
Look, a little miscommunication by Penn. That was definitely an unforced error right there.
Mixon gets trapped in the backcourt again. Gets it off to Letkowitz. And Mixon still having trouble. Now she does get it over the timeline. 20 to shoot for Dartmouth and 2 minutes to go in the second quarter. They're down by 1. The Big Green are. 4.5 minutes to play in the first half in Princeton, and the men's basketball team, the Tigers, rolling over Dartmouth right now, 43-23. Letkowitz dishes off to Smith. Right side jump shot, left it short, no good. Ball batted around, and it falls into the hands of the Quakers. And now a whistle call and a timeout, 30-second timeout called by Penn. So that leaves both teams with 4 timeouts. 19-18, Penn on top, and 1:42 to go in the second quarter. Quakers will have the basketball with 29 on the shot clock. You can see the 3-ball in the corner by Whitlatch right there. She had a defender in her face, but couldn't hit it. And here's Rowland with the turnaround jump shot. High arcing shot right there for Lakin Rowland.
Having the ball in Lakin hands right in that area is, you can't go wrong, because she can put the ball in the basket or find the open teammate.
Women's hockey victorious tonight. They earn a shutout, 5-0 at top Serena over Brown. Men's hockey team will be facing off in a little less than 30 minutes from right now in Providence against Brown. And just gave you the men's basketball score. Tigers down in Princeton rolling over Dartmouth right now, 46-23 with 3:43 to go in the first half. Men's basketball team lost a tough one last night at the Palestra to Penn. 3-ball, no good by Brzezowski as she checks back into the ball game. But another offensive rebound this time by the Quakers. Bounce pass. This goes to Whitlatch. 18 on the shot clock. Lob in. And Jordan has been playing great defense so far in the first half. She grabs the steal and hands it off to Mixon.
Stepanovic has been a non-factor, and that's due to Daisy Jordan's defense.
58 seconds to go here in the second quarter. Dartmouth has been valiant in their comeback here. Remember, they were scoreless for the first 6 minutes or so here in the second quarter. Now they have a chance to take the lead with this possession. They're down by 1. Here's Smith, 5 on the shot clock. Turnaround jump shot, left it short. No black jerseys there, just a bunch of white jerseys. And the Quakers have it.
You want Dartmouth to get a stop here and then get a score and get this lead going into halftime.
Then if they hurry, can do a 2-for-1, but they're not going to try that. 13-second differential shot clock and game clock. Jump shot no good. Letkowitz comes down with the rebound.
Hold for 1.
Shot clock turned off. 22 seconds to go in the second quarter. Dartmouth trailing 19-18, and they've got a chance to take the lead into the locker room. They've already used their timeout here, so this might be the final set of plays for Dartmouth here as Mixon has it. 8 seconds to go on the game clock here in the second quarter. Mixon has it. Getting bumped, and now a whistle and a great foul by Penn right there. Smart play by Brzezowski. Penn hasn't committed a foul here in the second quarter, so plenty of time to give one right now with 4.6 left, and now Dartmouth will have to reset.
Side out of bounds, 4.6. That's a lot of time. It doesn't have to be a catch and shoot. You can actually run a play.
And Penn can use another foul right here if they want on the floor. Letkowitz has trouble getting it in, gets it to Jordan. 3 seconds to go. Here's Letkowitz. 2 seconds. Will fire at the buzzer. Good if it goes. It's off the mark. No good. And the Quakers will head to the locker room with a 1-point lead. Looked like Penn was going to try to run away with it in the second quarter, but Dartmouth did a great job on defense. Couldn't get much going in that second quarter on offense as they've only scored 5 points. Well, so what can Dartmouth do right now to keep it a close game in the third quarter?
The thing that stands out to me is it's going to be who brings the more effort for this half. And yes, you said Penn has 24 rebounds to Dartmouth 16, but 10 of those rebounds are offensive. Dartmouth only has 1 offensive rebound. And to me, as a former coach, that's effort. And so we've been in Lead Arena where we've seen Dartmouth run out of steam. You know, and this is the second half of an Ivy League weekend. And so I think it's going to come down to who brings it offensively, defensively, but it's going to come down to effort.
Oh, it's so cliche. And, you know, we've seen it all the time, especially over my years of doing, you know, these women's games and also the men's games where, you know, a hot team comes in, but it's the Saturday night where they've had, you know, Harvard to here is only about a 2 and a 2.5 hour drive. It's not the Columbia-Cornell trip, which is brutal for most schools. But still, you get that fatigue if you had a big test on Thursday night or, you know, even on Friday. Sometimes you take the test with you. And on Saturday, it's just like,